Hello everyone, this is Sresh from SkyMount, and today I am going to explain you about layers and how to add the plan in layers. Okay, so very first thing, whenever we are working with an AutoCAD file, we'll be working on a zero layer over here. Okay, so there will be just one layer created, that is a zero layer, and we'll be working on the zero layer. Okay, so now this is called as layer property manager. Okay, so here this is the layer property manager. So here you are having the option of layer properties. Okay, so very first thing here, what we'll have to do is we'll have to create the number of layers required, which all we are going to add it to our plan. So like for example, whenever I'll add a layer to my plan, it makes my plan very clear and it makes it very presentable. Okay, so you can see here totally whenever we are creating, we will be creating a plan using line itself. Okay, so here we can give the identity to that particular line. Like for example, if this is my window, so this line will be having a different layer so that it can be identified very easily. Okay, and easily the customer also will be able to understand that what is that line representing for. Okay, so here what we are going to do is we are going to create the layers first. Okay, so the shortcut to open the layer property manager is LA enter. So after you click on LA enter, you can see the layer property manager is got open, and here as I told you, the tick is there, the check is there on the zero layer. So only the AutoCAD file, whenever you are taking the AutoCAD file, the layer, these layer will be there in every file. Okay, so as I am going to create a new layer here, very first thing you can see the icon is, this first icon is saying as new layer. So click on this, a new layer you will be getting over here. So you can see here, so here very first thing what I am going to do is I am going to give the layer name. So like for example, if I am going to add this in wall layer, so I'll give the layer name as wall. Okay, so next here what I am going to do is I am going to choose the color which I am going to add it for my wall. So just click on the color over here and select whichever color you want to add in. Like for example, I'll select somewhat like reddish color so that it is a brick color, so I'll just select it as red. I'll click on OK. Same way next here what you can do is if you want, even you can set the line type, line weight as per your requirement. So just you're going to click on this line type. So again here you're going to click on load, and you're going to load the line type which you want to add, and you can add it in that particular line type. But as I'm doing it for my wall, so I'll just keep it as continuous. Same way even you can add it in line weight also. So like I can add my wall in some line weight, so I'll add it in 0.30 mm. Similarly like this, next I'll create one more layer for window. Okay, so next again here I'll give the color which I want to add in. Like for example, I'll give it as blue. Next again, next layer I'll create it for my door. So again door, I will add it in some brownish color. Okay, similarly like this I'll be creating the number of layers required for me, which all I am going to add it in my plan. Like for example, furnitures you can add it in one layer, the text you can add it in one layer, the staircase you can add it in one layer, then later the table you can add it in one layer. So you can add it in different layers. Okay, so once the layers, all the layers are being created, here what you're going to do is you're going to close the layer property manager. So next after you close, here what you're going to do is you're going to add the plan in the layer. Okay, so very first thing here what I'm going to do is I'll select all the walls portion, so which all are there. I'll select all the walls. Like this, one by one. So like this, what I can do is I can select all the wall portions, which all I am going to add it in layer. Okay, so next here what I am going to do is I'll drop down this layer control panel and just select as wall. Okay, so you can see it's been added in wall layer. Okay, so the line weight you are not able to see, so only here what I am going to do is I am going to on the line weight functional key so that the line weight is visible for me. Okay. Similarly, as I added wall in layer, again I can add the window also. Okay. So what I can do is this portion I can completely make it as window. So you can see as this is a wall, so what I have to do is first I have to break the line. So I will use a command, that is break at a point. I'll use break at a point command, and I will break the line like this, so that that particular portion I can represent it for window. Like this. Now again here what I'll do is I'll select all the lines which are representing for my window, and I will add it in window here. So you can see it's looking quite good. Same way, similarly again I'll select the door and I will add it in door layer like this. Okay, so you can see you can easily represent the plan to your customer very easily. You can explain him very easily by telling the particular color which I have added for the line. Okay, so now next here you can see here with the layer you are having some icons over here. One is bulb, second one is somewhat like a sun, and third one is like a lock button. Okay, so now what are these icons are? Okay, so now just imagine here what I am going to do is the first one is showing me as layer turn on and off. Okay, so next one is showing me as freeze, and next one is showing me as lock and unlock a layer. Okay, so now here what I am going to do is first I am going to off a layer. So now just see here what happens if I am offing the layer. You can see all the lines which I have added in wall layer are got hidden. Okay, it means that I have off the layer. So again if you will on it, again the walls will come back. Same way it works with freeze also. If you will freeze, again all the walls are going to get hide. Again if you will unfreeze it, again the walls are going to be visible in the viewport. Next here you are having the option of lock and unlock. So now what if I lock the layer? So you can see here I am going to lock the layer over here. So after I lock, you can see the color of the layer is gone bit dull. Okay, so now just see here what I am going to do is I am going to select these all the wall layer and I am going to erase this. So you can see, is it getting erased? No, it is not getting erased. Same way, now if I am going to select the window layer and if I am going to erase it, you can see easily it is getting erased. But whereas the wall layer is not getting erased. Okay, so that is the plus point if you lock the particular layer. Okay, so next afterwards in layer manager, here you can see here you are having one more option that is called as plot. Okay, so now what if I will unplot it? Like for example, now just imagine whenever I am taking the print out of this, I don't want one particular layer to come in the print. Okay, so now just here what I am going to do is I am going to lock this plot in window. Okay, this window I am going to lock it, and now just here if I am trying to take the print out of this plan, it is quite visible in the viewport, but if I am taking the print out of this, you can see it is not going to come in the printout. So you can see here it's clearly visible that the window layer is not coming in the plot, that is my print. Okay, so you can use this option like that. Okay, so this is how you are going to use layers. Thank you. To subscribe you can like the page.